close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Do you feel it? That feeling, that restlessness in the depths of your soul as if something is about to happen? If you're here, know that it's not by chance. There is a call that few can hear, an awakening reserved only for those who have a special connection with the divine. Many people live their lives immersed in routine without ever questioning whether there is something greater guiding their steps. But you always knew you were different. From an early age, you sensed that your journey was unusual. Perhaps you've noticed repetitive patterns, intense dreams, or even physical signs. Marks like the letter M on your palm or the crescent moon on your hands. These marks may seem simple, but they are silent reminders that you are part of something great. We are entering a time of profound change. The earth is in transition, and those who have eyes to see and ears to hear know that nothing will ever be the same again. There is a divine explosion approaching, a realignment that will separate those who are ready to evolve spiritually from those who are still asleep in the illusion of this world. But what does this mean for you? How can this transformation impact your life? And most importantly, how can you prepare for what's to come? Today, we're going to reveal every detail of this process. You will understand the signs that herald this change and how it is already shaping the reality around you. But before continuing, if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. Together, we are building a community of awakened people, connected by the truth and guided by something much greater. What's more, I want to propose something special for you. If this message has touched your heart, comment on the number 99 below. Those who do so will receive a powerful spiritual blessing, a divine alignment that will open unexpected doors and bring clarity to their journey. This is your confirmation, your sign that you are on the right path. Now, open your mind and get ready, because once you hear this message, there will be no turning back. The awakening has already begun. Have you ever felt that your life has been a preparation for something greater, even if you don't understand exactly what it is? As if every challenge, every pain, and every learning experience is shaping you for a purpose yet to be revealed? The chosen don't live an ordinary life. From an early age, they face trials that seem more intense than those of the people around them. Relationships that fall apart without explanation, periods of inexplicable loneliness, repetitive cycles that test your patience and your faith. But there is a reason for this. Just as a tree needs to take deep root before growing towards the sky, your soul has been strengthened in the shadows before emerging into the light. You've been called to something great, and preparation doesn't happen overnight. Perhaps you've noticed signs of this over the years. The feeling of always being on the fringes, not fitting into the ordinary world. The desire to understand the truth behind the illusions of this reality. The need to seek something beyond the material, something that really makes sense. If you carry the letter M on your palm, or the crescent moon drawn on your hand, this call may be even stronger. These marks are not coincidences, but spiritual seals, reminders of who you really are and the mission you need to fulfill. While many are distracted, stuck in empty, purposeless routines, you have been quietly prepared. Every experience, every synchronicity, every heightened intuition is leading you towards the decisive moment that is approaching. But here's the big question. Are you ready to recognize this preparation? Are you willing to accept that everything you've been through was necessary to get you here? Because now, the silence is about to be broken. The time for hiding is over. Something is coming, and you need to be ready for the next step. There's an instant when everything changes, like the exact moment before a storm, when the air becomes charged, when the silence becomes deafening. Do you feel it? Something inside you tells you that the world as we know it is about to undergo a great transformation. The chosen ones have already begun to feel this change. Time seems to speed up and slow down in unpredictable ways. Intense dreams, inexplicable sensations, and increasingly frequent synchronicities indicate that something profound is happening in the fabric of reality. If you have the letter M or the crescent moon in your hands, this call may be even stronger. These markings are spiritual reminders that you carry within you a special mission. You don't just notice the changes around you, you are part of them. This is not a slow or gradual process. It's like a flash of lightning in the darkness, a sudden awakening that will cause many who have been asleep to finally see the truth. The structures of the world as we know it will begin to crumble. Systems that seemed unbreakable will crumble. What was considered right will be questioned, and those who were blind to what really matters will be forced to see. What about you? You are already feeling this transformation. What once seemed distant is now becoming urgent. There is no more time for doubt or hesitation. What is about to happen cannot be avoided. And when the moment arrives, the only question left will be, are you prepared to go through this portal and fulfill your true purpose? Since the beginning of time, some people have come into the world with a deeper spiritual connection, a sensitivity that makes them different from the majority. Have you ever felt that you don't quite belong in this world? That your perception goes beyond what the eye can see? The chosen ones carry within them a force that cannot be ignored. They are the ones who feel the energy of places, who notice changes in the air before anything happens. They are those who, from an early age, have had certain intuitions, premonitions that have been confirmed, and a constant feeling that there is something greater guiding their steps. What if I told you that these feelings are not coincidences? You carry a gift that cannot be wasted. But here's the big question. Have you learned to trust it? Or have you been trying to fit in, ignoring your own nature? Those who have the letter M or the crescent moon on their hands carry a physical sign of this calling, a mark that is not there by chance, but as a reminder that their soul has come for a specific purpose. Many don't realize this in time. They spend their lives trying to fit into a reality that was never meant for them. But now the awakening is happening. If you feel that this message resonates with something inside you, it's because your energy is already in tune with this change. The chosen ones were not sent to go with the flow, but to break patterns, to bring light where there is darkness, to guide those who do not yet see. The question that remains is, are you ready to accept this mission? The reality you know is changing, and it's not just an impression. Something inside you senses that there is a transformation underway, a force that is manifesting itself more intensely every day. The signs are everywhere. Vivid dreams that seem like messages, synchronicities that defy logic, a feeling that something great is about to happen. For the chosen ones, this transition is not a surprise, but a confirmation. There has always been a restlessness in their soul, a feeling that there is something more, something beyond what society teaches. While the world continues to be distracted by illusions and distractions, you feel that there is a hidden knowledge emerging, something that has always been there, but which is now impossible to ignore. Many have begun to notice that your energy affects the environment around you. People react to your presence. Some feel attracted, while others seem uncomfortable for no apparent reason. This is because your vibration is rare. Your frequency is not the same as the crowd. Those who have the mark of the letter M or the crescent moon on their hands may have noticed that their spiritual experiences are more intense. They carry an energy that connects them to this great awakening even more clearly. But regardless of whether you have this mark or not, what really matters is the call that echoes within you. The veil is being torn. The lies that have sustained this world for so long are falling away, and those with eyes to see are beginning to see the truth. The question now is no longer whether this change is happening, but how you will respond to it. Will you ignore the signs or accept the truth that has always been around? Since the dawn of humanity, there have always been those who've been called to something greater. People who don't fit into the traditional molds of society, who question, who feel, who see beyond the obvious. You, who are here now, have probably already felt this within yourself. Lately, this feeling has intensified. Perhaps you've noticed changes in your perception, as if your consciousness were expanding. You may be feeling more sensitive to the energies around you, more connected to signals and messages that previously seemed insignificant. The chosen ones are those who feel this call undeniably. They experience a profound awakening, where old beliefs begin to crumble and the truth reveals itself in a clear and impactful way. And among them, there is an even more peculiar group, those who carry the mark of the crescent moon, or the letter M, on their hands. Many of these individuals have extraordinary spiritual gifts, a connection with the invisible that has always been there, but is now becoming impossible to ignore. If you identify with this, know that it's no coincidence. You are awakening to your true purpose, to your true identity. But this awakening comes with challenges. Many around you won't understand. You may feel isolated, misunderstood, even rejected. However, this loneliness is only temporary, as those who share the same journey will eventually find each other. The important thing now is to accept this call. Recognize that you are not alone, that there is a reason why all this is happening now. The world is at a crucial moment, and those who possess this awareness will be the guides for this new era. The question that remains is, are you ready to embrace your true mission? Before a major transformation takes place, there is always a period of preparation. Nothing happens suddenly. Just as a tree needs to put down strong roots before it can grow to heaven, the chosen ones need to strengthen their spiritual foundation before they can take on their true purpose. If you've been feeling that inner restlessness, that sense that something big is about to happen. Know that it's not just a random thought. You are being prepared. The changes you've experienced, the people who have moved away, the new perspectives that have emerged, all of this is part of this process. This preparation is often not easy. It can involve challenges, losses, moments of doubt. You may feel tested, as if you're being put to the test. But it all has a purpose. Each difficult experience you face serves to strengthen your faith, your determination, and your spiritual clarity. And here's something important for you to think about. If you carry the mark of the crescent moon or the letter M on your hands, your journey can be even more intense. These marks are not just coincidences. They are symbols, spiritual records that indicate a special calling. Many people who have these marks experience gifts such as amplified intuition, the ability to perceive subtle energies, and even the feeling of knowing things without logical explanation. If you feel you fit this description, know that your preparation may be intensifying. The universe is giving you signs, lining up the pieces on the board so that you'll be ready when the moment of great transformation arrives. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, are you willing to accept this preparation? Are you willing to go through the challenges necessary to awaken your full potential? The path of the chosen is not the easiest, but it is the truest. There comes a time when everything changes. It's as if a veil has been lifted from your eyes and suddenly you see reality more clearly. What once seemed normal begins to seem strange. Superficial conversations no longer make sense. Old habits no longer resonate, and even some of the people around you start to seem different. This is the sign that the awakening is happening. You are no longer the same person as before. There is something inside you that is being activated, something that has always existed but is now coming to the surface more strongly. If you have the letter M or the crescent moon in your hands, this process can be even more intense. You may have noticed that your intuition has become sharper, that certain coincidences have become frequent, that vivid dreams have started to bring important messages. These are not mere coincidences, but confirmations that your energy is rising and aligning with something much greater. During this awakening, you may feel a certain discomfort. You may wonder why you seem to be drifting away from some people, or why certain environments have started to feel heavy to you. But this change should not be a cause for fear. On the contrary, it is proof that you are aligning with your true essence. Awakening is not a single event. It happens in phases, in waves. Sometimes it can be subtle, almost imperceptible. At other times, it can be overwhelming, like a great revelation that completely changes your perspective. The important thing is that once this process begins, there's no turning back. The question now is, are you ready to move on? Are you prepared to accept this transformation and allow it to lead you to your true destiny? The answer lies within you. Imagine a river that flows freely but suddenly encounters a dam. The water builds up, the pressure increases, until in a single instant, everything breaks, and the current rushes forward with a force that is impossible to contain. This is the moment we are living in now. The great change has already begun. Everything that was hidden is coming to light. Old structures are crumbling, systems that once seemed immutable are crumbling, and each person is being called upon to make a decision. Remain in the illusion of the past or accept the truth of awakening. If you feel that things have been different lately, that your sensitivity has increased, and that certain situations no longer make sense, then you are already within this process. And those who carry the letter M or the crescent moon on their hands can perceive this even more intensely. These signs are not just physical marks, but spiritual codes that indicate a special mission in this transition. The energy of this moment is so powerful that many people will feel sudden changes in their emotions, their thoughts, and even the way their body functions. Feelings of extreme tiredness, insomnia, vivid dreams, or even moments of deep peace may come out of nowhere. This is all part of adapting to the new frequency that is taking hold. What is happening now is not just an individual transformation, but a collective movement. The awakening is no longer an isolated experience of a few, but a global call to all those who are ready to see beyond the veil of illusion. Now the question remains, will you resist this change or will you embrace it? The sooner you accept this new reality, the sooner you will find your true purpose and understand why you are here at this very moment in history. Not everyone will perceive this change in the same way. Some will feel a subtle call, like an inner restlessness they can't explain. Others will be confronted with events that seem to force them to see beyond what they knew. But one thing is certain, Those who have the letter M or the crescent moon in their hands may notice these signs even more intensely, as they carry a special connection with this transition. Perhaps you've noticed that lately certain people have withdrawn from your life for no apparent reason. Or perhaps you felt a strong desire to change your surroundings, to cut ties with what no longer resonates with you. This is no accident. When a new cycle begins, everything that is not aligned with the new energy naturally begins to dissolve. Another unmistakable sign is your intuition, which has become stronger than ever. You feel you can predict events, perceive hidden intentions, and know when something is about to change. This gift is not an illusion, but a gift given to those who are awakening. In addition, dreams become more vivid, loaded with messages and symbols that seem to want to tell you something important. It is often during sleep that we receive direct information about the path we should follow. If you've been having intense dreams lately and waking up feeling like you've experienced something real, pay attention. You may be receiving guidance about your purpose in this transition. The signs are everywhere. If you feel that the world around you is no longer the same and that your perception is changing, it's because you're being called to something greater. The question is, are you ready to accept this call? When a great awakening happens, the signs start to appear in all aspects of life. Nothing seems to be by chance anymore. Small coincidences become messages, intuitions turn into certainties, and what once went unnoticed now carries deep meaning. Have you ever felt that certain numbers appear repeatedly in your daily life? Or perhaps you've noticed that some people come into your life just when you need them most. These are not just random occurrences, but a call from the universe for you to realize that something bigger is happening. If you carry the letter M or the crescent moon in your hands, know that your sensitivity to these signs may be even more acute. Your spiritual connection is strong and your energy doesn't vibrate at the same frequency as most of the people around you. This can make you notice changes before others, as if you were seeing beyond visible reality. But here's the real test. What do you do with these signals? Many people ignore, rationalize, or doubt what they feel, missing out on incredible opportunities for spiritual growth. The chosen ones, however, know that these messages are not to be underestimated. When something keeps repeating itself in your life, it's not a coincidence, it's a calling. Now stop for a moment and reflect. What patterns have been repeating themselves to you? What is the universe trying to show you? And, most importantly, are you ready to accept this transformation and follow the path that has already been laid out for you? When a profound spiritual transformation takes place, nothing stays the same. You begin to realize that the old habits, the same environments, and even some people no longer make sense to you. It's as if a part of you is being called to something greater, but at the same time, the world around you seems to remain stuck on the same frequency. This change can be exciting, but also challenging. You may feel out of place, as if you no longer belong in the same places or the same conversations. The people around you may not understand what is happening to you, and in many cases may even try to convince you that it's all just imagination. But deep down, you know the truth. Spiritual awakening is not just an abstract concept, it is directly reflected in your everyday life. Perhaps you've lost interest in certain activities that used to give you pleasure, or you felt a growing need to be alone to reflect and connect with something greater. Your emotions may have intensified, making you more sensitive to the energies around you. And this process doesn't just happen inside you. The universe begins to reorganize your life so that you follow the right path. Unexpected opportunities arise, doors close, people get out of your way, all so that you can evolve and fulfill your destined purpose. If this is happening to you, know that it's not a mistake. You are being guided, even if you don't always understand why at the moment. The important thing is to trust and move forward, because the more you resist this transformation, the more difficult the process can become. Now I ask you, do you have the courage to leave the old behind and embrace the new? You've come this far, and it wasn't by chance. Something inside you recognizes the truth of these words. Every sign, every intuition, every feeling that there is something greater waiting for you was, in fact, a call. The universe doesn't reveal itself to just anyone, only to those who are ready to see. And if you felt that message resonate deep within your soul, then you're one of the chosen ones. But there is a decision to be made. You can ignore this awakening and carry on living the same way, or you can accept your true path and start living in tune with your mission. The world is changing, and those who recognize their true essence will be the first to see the new horizon that is forming. Now it's your turn. Affirm your decision by writing, "I accept my mission" in the comments, and allow this energy to manifest in your life. And if you want to continue receiving messages that strengthen your journey, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. It's not just a click, It's a commitment to your awakening. The transformation has already begun. The question is, are you ready to live it?